Hey guys, welcome to another speed build. I hope you're all having a wonderful day and happy Friday. I have some good news and I have some bad news for today. The good news is that I managed to be able to post a build for you guys, and the bad news is that this was not a subscriber's request. So for those of you that may not know, every Friday I post a speed build of me building one of my subscribers' requests, and that has been like an ongoing series of mine for the past month or so, and I look forward to doing it. I know you guys look forward to doing it. And so I tried my best to be able to get it out for you guys this week, but it just didn't happen. And I had this apartment in my archive builds, and I figured why not just post this. I don't have the time to do a build, but I can still provide a voiceover for a build, so let's just go ahead and do that. I guess that is better than nothing. So my apologies that it is not part of our Friday series, but I figured something was better than nothing. We are over in San Myshuno, and I am building a little apartment for a newly married couple who just welcomed home their brand new baby. So I really wanted to make a super colorful apartment, and so that's really honestly what this is. There's so many colors around this apartment. It turned out so pretty. I absolutely love colorful builds in The Sims. I think they're so pretty. And I also made use of platforms. You've probably seen me place a platform and then delete it, but I do end up placing a lot of platforms a little bit later in the build. I did like one walking up the hallway when you first walk in the front door, and it's kind of on a catty corner, which then it leads to that little dining area, which I absolutely love the way that turned out. I will talk about that in just a moment. And then the area where the couch is and the TV and stuff, like the entertainment room area, that's up on another platform. So there's several platforms in this little area, and then the kitchen is up on a platform on its own. And I just love the platforms in The Sims. I feel like it adds so much character to a build and so much detail, and I really love that. And it's fun playing in a build with a lot of platforms too, in my opinion. I know, The Sims, they kind of stop before they walk up a platform, so it might take a little bit longer to get to the area they need to go, but I think it's worth it for the look of it. Oh, and also the bathroom. It's kind of like a bathroom slash laundry room area, and I put a platform in there too to kind of break up the bathroom from the laundry room. You'll see here shortly once I get over there. Right now I'm adding a bunch of different decorations on this little modular entertainment system, and I love these modular things from Dream Home Decorator. And I say things because it's more than just this entertainment center that you can make. You can make a walk-in closet, you can make a little mudroom area with like closets and whatever you find in a mudroom, like boots and maybe some keys and a phone or whatever your heart desires, whatever you want to put in your mudroom or your entertainment system or your walk-in closet. You can literally do that. Especially the more packs you have, the better, because you have a lot more clutter to be able to fill it up. Like that entertainment center definitely has a bunch of different packs involved to be able to fill it up. One bad thing about it is that there's a lot of little empty cubby holes, and so you definitely have to fill it up with as much as you can. But I have a lot of fun doing it, and I try to think of like realistic clutter pieces that you'll typically find in a house. And if you don't have a lot of packs, that's really not the end of the world, because you can fill up some of the spaces. If you run out of clutter items, like you only have base game and Dream Home Decorator, Dream Home Decorator has a few clutter items. I didn't necessarily use those in my entertainment center, but they're pretty cute, and if you run out of them, like I was saying, then you can fill up some of the little cubby holes with some of the stacks of books that you find in base game. And so that's like a little bit of a trick to make it look more filled up, even if you don't have a lot of items. I will do that quite often, honestly, because I just run out of energy to be able to fill it up, because it does take some time and some thought to be able to make it look nice and not too messy, because the more clutter you have, the more messy it looks unless you like strategically place it. but I am very, very happy with the way that this one turned out. I think this one's one of the better ones that I've done before. I've done some messy looking ones before, which sometimes fits the vibe, but I tried to find as many cute, colorful items as possible to fill up on that entertainment center, and I think I did a relatively good job. I found that stack of cards from Seasons where you can have like a bunch of different kinds of cards, like Valentine's Day or Happy Birthday or maybe like Christmas or something like that. And I chose the birthday swatch. I have to say that I think that is my favorite one out of the cards, and it matches a colorful build like this perfectly. And maybe, you know, babies, they only last like 2 days in The Sims before they grow into infants. So maybe some family members sent these new parents some happy birthday cards for their baby who's about to age up in 2 days. So who knows? But I do like that little storytelling aspect. If I'm building like a holiday build, like if it's specifically like Christmas or something, then I'll do the Christmas cards. And if I'm doing a fall build, then I'll do the fall cards. I try to stick with the theme of build that I'm doing, if possible. If it's just a random suburban house, I do the birthdays more times than not, but it really just depends on the day for me. If I feel like doing like Valentine's Day, then I'll do Valentine's Day. It really, like I said, just depends on the day. And there's also a New Year's swatch. So I just love those cards. I think it's such a cute little piece of clutter that honestly you wouldn't think would be as fun to use as it is. At least in my opinion, I have a lot of fun using them. So we're working on the kitchen now, and I kept the colorful vibe in here. I absolutely love that fridge from Kitchen Clutter Stuff, or the Kitchen Clutter kits. I always say stuff packs for the kids, but they're not stuff packs. It's from the Kitchen Clutter kit. I love that kit. I use it in all of my builds. It's like a go-to for me now. It's definitely my favorite, I have to say, since I use it so much. And I have been dying, guys, to use this lime green swatch on these appliances. There's something about lime green in The Sims that just goes together. It really just screams Sims to me ever since The Sims 2. I mean, I know Plum Bobs, they're green, right? But I don't know, it also like gives like alien vibes, which is definitely a Sims thing. And the color for The Sims, there's like a few different colors, but the main color is like a lime green, like this swatch. So using them in The Sims just makes sense to me, and I don't use them ever. I don't think I've ever done the lime green swatch. I think I have wanted to, but there's other swatches that I use first just because the lime green ones are so bold, and it doesn't typically go with the neutral theme that I typically do. And so this, you know, we're doing a colorful apartment. It just made sense. I had to take advantage of it, and I hope you guys like the lime green swatch. I happen to love it. I think it is so cute, and it really brightens up the kitchen a lot, and I'm glad that I ended up using them. And they recently made an update, I think when For Rent came out and they added like the rice cooker and stuff. I think they updated all of the appliances in base game to match the appliances they brought with For Rent, and so they all match for the most part, and that is uncommon in The Sims. So I love that. I love that they updated like this base game microwave and that base game coffee pot to match with the swatches that they added on like the rice cooker and stuff. The only thing is that I wish that they would have added the Home Chef Hustle appliances too, some swatches on there, but they didn't. Beggars cannot be choosers though, at least we got them with the base game appliances, and really any appliance going forward in any of the packs for the most part has some matching swatches to the base game ones. So I want to talk about the design that I did with the kitchen and like the dining room area. So it really reminds me, honestly, it was inspired by that apartment that you find in San Myshuno. I can't remember which one, but it's like the best apartment in the game. I haven't built that yet. It's furnished really nicely, and so I'm afraid to like try and furnish it myself and then it doesn't come out as good. And there's just really big glass windows absolutely everywhere. But you might recognize the way that I did the kitchen walls with a little bit of a cutout area, and then counters are on one side, the dining room is on the other side. In the apartment I'm speaking about, it's in like the art area. I can't remember what the name of that area is, but it has to do with art over there, I think. And It's like a 3-bedroom. It has a kitchen that looks very similar to this, but the only difference is that they added island counters on the other side where I added a dining table. And honestly, they both look good. It depends on the vibe you're going for, but I really wanted to put the dining table there. I just love the way it looks. It looks like family oriented to me for some reason. And I love that you can like either be sitting at the dining table eating a meal and seeing whoever is in the kitchen, or talk whoever is in the kitchen, and vice versa. If you're in the kitchen preparing a meal, if someone is sitting at that table, then you can talk to them. At least in real life. In The Sims, maybe not, but that's kind of the vibe it's giving, and I really love the way it looks. I'm really happy with the way it looks. Also, I was indecisive on the lighting that I wanted to put in the kitchen. I went back and forth with a few different styles of how to put the lighting on the ceiling, and I finally came up with this idea of putting it in that little cutout area and using some of the long ceiling lights from base game. Like it came with a recent update, and they're like the super modern looking ones. And I think that they're like the medium wall height ceiling lights. But I sized them down a couple times and I put them in the cutout area, and it almost looks like a chandelier in a way. Like, not, it's obviously not a chandelier, but it gives that vibe, and it looks super nice that way. And I'm glad that I came up with that idea because I think it looks really nice. It definitely gave some detail in the cutout area that was definitely missing. I felt like the cutout area, since the walls are so tall, the cutout area definitely was lacking something. Like, I was happy with the way it looked, but at the same time, I was like looking at it like it's definitely missing something. But ever since I added the lights there, it was like that was what was missing the whole time. So I'm glad that I struggled with the lighting in the kitchen so that I could come up with that idea. You know what? Sometimes struggling in The Sims when you're building, and even in real life, like life struggles sometimes leads to the happiest accident. So that's a good thing for you guys to remember. If you struggle a lot like me, just keep going, because sometimes, or most of the time, it will result in a very happy accident. And so it definitely is worth it in the end. But we are now finishing up the bathroom area. So like I was saying earlier, it's kind of like cut between two areas. There's like a very tiny area where the washer and dryer is, and then there's a platform leading up into the bathroom area, and obviously there's a toilet and a sink in the bathroom, and there's also a shower tub combo. I wanted to make sure I did the shower tub combo because once that baby ages up in 2 days, that infant's gonna need a bath, okay? And one of the milestones is the baby's first bath. Well, actually technically 2. There's the baby's first bath and then baby's first bubble bath. And these babies, they have blowouts, guys, okay? It's very realistic. I love it. And so that calls for the baby's very first bath once they have that first blowout, okay? That's the best way to take care of that mess. In real life, too. And I also added stuff to have a cat. I mean, a dog or a cat, but I do put a litter box in the master bedroom, so I figured this couple, they have a cat too. Maybe the cat was their baby before their human baby came along. And now they have 2 babies. One is a fur baby, one is a human baby. And in this master bedroom, guys, for some reason, it's just defaulted this way. It's like a bug for some reason. So you see how there's like a bay window, right? Do you see that little area of the flooring that is like a different direction? I tried to make it not as noticeable, and it's actually like that on both sides. And both sides of that little triangular little area that's like catty cornered, they're both going 2 different directions, and that drives me absolutely insane. So I had to choose one side to make the floor match, and then the other side was just, there's nothing you can do about it. But I do put the litter box in that little corner, and so you can't see it once the litter box is there, but I knew it was there, and it was driving me crazy the whole time. They need to fix it, but at this point, they're probably not. They might not even know that it's like that. Maybe that's why they ended up putting carpet in here, because originally this was the master bedroom. But the whole thing was, I ended up splitting it into 2 bedrooms. It was like one huge master bedroom, and it originally had carpet in here. I'm wondering if that's why they put carpet, because they couldn't figure out how to make that little triangular area go the same direction as the rest of the flooring. But who knows? I sometimes will use carpet in The Sims, but for the most part, I really like the hardwood floor. Just like in real life, I really am not a huge fan of carpet. If you have kids or pets, carpet probably isn't the best thing for you. I learned that the hard way when I first lived in an apartment and I had a dog. Yeah, carpet's just not it. And I don't know, I'm just not a fan of it. I feel like if you first put it down, yeah, it'll be clean for a few years probably, but over time it's kind of hard to get it that clean, in my opinion. Like, you can't get it as clean as hardwood floor. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. And in The Sims, I kind of don't like the way it looks. I think hardwood floor in The Sims just looks better. The only thing about carpet that is better than hardwood is the fact that it's soft. But then you can have rugs on a hardwood, so I don't know. Carpet is very soft though. It is really good if you have like kids and they're like, I contradicted myself, but in that case, it's good if you have kids so that if they fall, they don't get as hurt, you know? They won't get hurt, they'll just make it super, super dirty with all of their drawing on it and walking from outside to inside with mud on their shoes, and I could go on. But at this point, we have a really good start on our build. It's actually almost done at this point. But I actually thought of a couple of different careers for these parents. So the dad I was thinking is like a painter, and he just stays at home and he paints most of the day, so it's perfect for him to stay home and watch the baby now that the baby is here. And he just sells his paintings through like Plopsy, and he goes to the flea market where you can sell your paintings, or at least actually a lot of the different like city living festivals and stuff, you can actually sell your paintings. So I was thinking he goes to most of them, if not all of them, and he puts his paintings up for sale, and they're actually really, really popular because he's really, really good at it. And then the mom, she is just now starting her career in interior design. She has always dreamt of becoming an interior designer, hence how cute her apartment is and how colorful it is. And so it's always been her dream. And since her husband makes pretty good money doing his paintings, they figured now is the perfect time for her to get a head start on her interior designing dreams. And she might not make too much at first, but over time, she will start making a really, really good living. And they are both huge fans of playing video games, and so we have a gaming system in the living room, and we also have like a computer area in their bedroom, and they really love to do that in like their spare time. And their date nights and stuff, they usually just stay home, order takeout, and play video games. That's what they do for fun, and I don't blame them. I'm the same way. We are now starting on the baby's nursery, and I'm using a lot of the objects from the Storybook nursery kit. I absolutely love that nursery kit. I think it is so adorable. I wish that they would come out with another one that's like a basic nursery kit where it has like a lot of different basic nursery items. As far as like this one, it's super cute, but it's like one sort of theme. It's a Storybook nursery theme, you know, where the basic one, you can really customize it to however you want it to look. I know we have like basic cribs and stuff in the base game, but I want more of them. I'm so tired of using the same ones. Nonetheless, the Storybook nursery is super cute though. So we have the little bassinet, and I have some end tables on both sides. You can totally move the end tables over once the baby grows into an infant, and you can put the crib in there in place of the bassinet. And then I have a rocking chair, I have a changing table, I have a few different like toy items like the dollhouse. I was also able to put a little grabby mat in there as well in the little corner where the door is. And that's really honestly about it. I think it turned out super cute and colorful, which obviously is the theme for our build, so it's perfect. But we have reached the end of our build for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and sorry once again that it is not one of my subscribers' requests, but I will resume that series next week for sure, guys. I promise. I probably shouldn't promise, but I promise. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, please do not forget to leave a like and also subscribe if you have not already. This is up on the gallery if you do want to download it. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.